Hi, this is August from the All Around channel, and today we'll be bringing you a basic MMA slam breakdown. Thank you and enjoy. In our first clip, we'll have Jessica Andrade versus Thug Rose Namajunas. This one happened at UFC 237, May 11th, 2019. Here we have Jessica Andrade in on a single leg when Thug Rose starts threatening for a Kimura. Jessica switches to a high crotch, head outside, does a single leg, run the pipe, finishes it right onto Rose's head. Knocks her out, finishes up with a few punches. This move was initially brought into the MMA scene when Daniel Cormier was in the Strikeforce Grand Prix and was running the pipe. In our second clip of the night, we have Gerald Harris versus David Branch. Here we have Harris in on a single leg when Branch then pulls guard. Harris's left hand is caught in the guard, which in turn he then switches his right hand to the left side of the face and slams his opponent, thus causing the knockout. Having his right arm across the chin and jaw area causes the force of the slam to hit his opponent's head across the canvas.
Punches when he knew the man was unconscious. Clearly he was out cold. Look at that. Bang! Yeah, you know what? That's the danger you take when you jump to...
Here we have my favorite slam in UFC history. We have Matt Hughes versus Carlos Newton in the very early UFC days. Here we have Matt Hughes in a triangle choke, walks Carlos over to the edge of the cage. Carlos then hooks his right arm around the cage to avoid being slammed. He then chokes Matt Hughes unconscious, which makes Matt Hughes fall to the ground with such a violent force that he knocks Carlos Newton unconscious. Here we see Matt Hughes wake up from his unconscious state and realize he has won the fight, hopping to the top of the octagon and celebrating. Carlos Newton, as doing a textbook triangle choke here, chokes Matt Hughes unconscious. Matt Hughes ended up being in perfect position, winning the fight via knockout, slamming Carlos Newton straight onto his noggin.
He hit the side of his head. Yep. He's holding on, you know, sometimes it works. It worked for Holman. This time it didn't work for Newton.
Look out, Bondanai. Looking to show off submission skills. It is deep. If he can get extension with his legs, he can finish right here. My goodness. Benitez lifting Bondanai off, tries to slam him off, and he does, and he's out. Wow! Gabriel Benitez lands the...
Here we have a less exciting version of the clip before. Two relatively unknown UFC fighters triangle choke position to a slam. In our next clip, we have a very early UFC clip where Frank Shamrock is going to hit a textbook wrestling double leg to a slam knockout. This is the very early UFC days where stuff like this still worked. Frank hits a head outside double leg, lifts his opponent in the air, swings his legs to the left, head to the right, and drops him right on the head for a textbook knockout slam.
Enough of an impact to stun Zinoviev, and they're taking every precaution now with Igor to protect him and make sure that if he has any kind of neck or shoulder injury, that they're not going to aggravate it.
Here, we have another extremely early UFC clip where we have Tito Ortiz taking on Evan Tanner all the way back in 2001. Tito Ortiz goes body lock, lifts, swings, and slams, just like the previous Shamrock clip where he gets into the double leg head outside, swings, and slams. Here, we see the textbook principles are swinging the legs and hips away from the head and bringing the head to the ground. Again, this is very early UFC days where a lot of these techniques would not work against a modern level, high caliber athlete.
Look at that. He ripped him up and took him all the way down. That was nice.
And Big John McCarthy right there to stop it.
In our next clip, we have Dominic Steele slamming Don Hong Kim, aka the Korean Zombie. Here, Dominic Steele is on the offense, pressuring the Korean Zombie against the cage, shoots a head outside double, and slams the Korean Zombie down to the mat. Here, we see Dominic's head slam against the Korean Zombie's head. So not only do you have the force of Dominic's slam, you have the force of Dominic's head going on to Don Kong Kim's jaw. It would be extremely hard for a normal human being to get up from this slam.
His head comes up and may have hit the head of Dominique Steele as well, but I think it was more the mat.
This next clip is my second favorite clip next to the Matt Hughes clip in all this video. Here we have a textbook belly to back suplex for a slam. In the replay, we'll watch Rustam gets his lock, he pops his hips, brings his hips to the party, elevates his opponent off the ground, and brings him over his shoulder, dropping his opponent right onto the back of his head / neck area. This in turn knocks his opponent out, finishing up with some punches, turns into an easy knockout finish for a highlight UFC.
Absolutely perfect technique. This is the one that knocked him unconscious. Bam! Drops him right down on his head and then finishes off with some nasty power punches.
Maybe the most impressive suplex.
This clip is extremely basic and easy to break down. Here you see Matt Lindland, and you think it's going to be some huge USA Greco-Roman throw, where it's actually Matt Lindland going for a huge Greco throw and throwing his own jaw into the ground and knocking himself out. All his opponent has to do is fall on top of him, and here we have Matt knocked unconscious with the pressure of two human athlete bodies coming onto his head.
Wow, what a huge mistake here. Oh, right there.
Again, this is August with the All Around channel, and I want to thank you for watching this video with us. Make sure to stay tuned for more content and more videos.